Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Number 9. Harvey Weinstein, The End of an Empire. We previously mentioned the hashtag #MeToo movement and how massive it was. So it is only fair to note the one that started it all, because what makes Harvey Weinstein's downfall so legendary is that it led to the destruction of hundreds of insanely powerful people after him. The man quite literally inspired a purge that transcended cultures and put an end to hundreds of iconic careers worldwide. Weinstein was one of the most successful movie producers in the history of Hollywood, and he had become so powerful that even attempting to go against him was career suicide. He essentially had the power to banish anyone from Hollywood, and while thousands of people on the inside knew what horrible things he had been up to for decades, many were too scared to speak up. But there is also power in numbers, and when 87 women banded together to take him down at once, his fate was sealed. Weinstein watched his empire burn down to the ground in slow and painful agony for almost 3 years until February 24, 2020, when a 23-year prison sentence finally defeated him. Knowing that he would finish his days behind bars, the world took a final look at Harvey Weinstein as his downfall became a shining example that, in the end, karma does not spare anyone. Number 8. Ellen DeGeneres, A Crack in the Mask. While Ellen DeGeneres has spent almost 2 decades building a flawless brand entirely based around kindness and generosity, rumors of her on-screen personality being completely fake have been floating around for years now. But even then, no one was truly prepared for the shock that hit the world when BuzzFeed released anonymous testimonies from both current and former employees of Ellen's famous talk show in 2020, detailing the terrible conditions of their workplace environment. It quickly prompted other employees and celebrities to denounce Ellen's true self publicly, not only confirming every rumor but seemingly affirming that it was only the tip of the iceberg. Ellen's perfect image was shattered as more and more people added to the accusations, and claims of common bullying, racism, and sexual harassment at her show led to 3 executive producers being fired before the start of the new season. Her lack of response was highly criticized until the season premiere. She delivered a subpar apology in which she mainly blamed others and didn't address the majority of accusations against her at all. Her fall was brutal, as it was reported that her show's ratings are currently down 38% from the previous year, making it the most significant decline of any talk show ever. Number 7. J.K. Rowling, A Broken Legacy. J.K. Rowling, the legendary author of Harry Potter, is a celebrity unlike any other. Until the last couple of years, it seemed like she could do no wrong. The love and respect she got from the entire world felt like something special, and she was undeniably one of the most beloved pop culture figures out there. But things started to change with Rowling's increasingly dishonest habit to retcon the story of Harry Potter in order to make it more diverse than it actually was. It started when she announced that the character of Albus Dumbledore was gay at a public event in 2007. While it was met with major acclaim, many questioned why that was never actually made clear in the books. A few years later, when the play Harry Potter and the Cursed Child cast a black woman as Hermione Granger, Rowling defended the choice by claiming that she never actually specified in the books that Hermione was white. That claim was a very bold lie that was quickly debunked by fans, but Rowling's dishonest shenanigans have become way too common over time. The true scandal, though, came in 2020 when Rowling went on an extensive and highly publicized rant against the trans community on Twitter, which caused an absolute mayhem online and in the media, forcing hundreds of celebrities, including stars of the Harry Potter movies, to publicly come forward to denounce her words. The backlash Rowling faced was astronomical, and she has now become one of the most disliked personalities in the world. Number 6. Paris Hilton vs. Nicole Richie. Paris and Nicole were the iconic BFF duo in the 2000s, starring together on the reality show The Simple Life in 2003. But the friendship between the two socialites turned sour in 2005 when the former BFFs had a dramatic falling out. It's no big secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends. Paris told People that same year. Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm ever going to say about it. According to People, the feud between the two occurred when Paris didn't invite Nicole to her Saturday Night Live hosting gig, to which Nicole retaliated by screening a private video of Paris at a party. Eventually, though, the pair reconciled at the season 5 premiere of The Simple Life, and since then have seemingly continued to remain close friends. Number 5. Roseanne Barr, Gone in a Blink. Roseanne Barr is a personality that has warmed the hearts of American audiences for an entire decade. Her sitcom Roseanne was a massive success in the 90s, and she became kind of an American monument long after the show ended. So the excitement that overtook the country when it was announced that Roseanne would get the 10th season 21 years after the 9th ended was perfectly understandable. The revival broke records for ABC, premiering to 18 million viewers, but that victory was very short-lived. On May 29, 2018, just 1 week after the season, Barr posted a highly criticized racist tweet aimed at Barack Obama's former senior advisor, Valerie Jarrett. The tweet, which compared Janet to an ape, created an absolute tornado of backlash. In a matter of hours, Barr's entire world and legacy crashed and burned. The Roseanne revival was canceled a couple of hours later, and she lost everything. Barr later tried to apologize for the tweet, claiming that she was on Ambien when writing it. Still, Ambien manufacturer Sanofi responded to that apology by simply tweeting that racism is not a known side effect of the drug. Number 4. Shane Dawson, the fallen god of YouTube. Today, it is almost funny to think that Shane Dawson was one of the most beloved figures in the internet history as recently as last year. One of YouTube's original creators, with over 15 years of history on the platform, Shane has had his fair share of controversy throughout the years, but nothing even comes close to the insane fall from grace that destroyed his career in June 2020. Now famously known as Carmageddon, the dire series of events that led to Shane Dawson's end was a 2-year-long unfolding of public incidents that ruined the lives and careers of more than one person. The dangerous tension that was rising since 2018 within a community of beauty gurus on YouTube led to an unceremonious amount of accusations of blackmail, racism, predatory behavior, and corruption. It all came to a head when beauty star Tati Westbrook revealed that most of these accusations and lawsuits amongst the community were orchestrated by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star in an attempt to hold a monopoly over the extremely lucrative business of beauty products. Public outrage immediately followed, with media outlets from all around the world relaying the story in a matter of minutes. Shane's response to Tati was a very public meltdown on an Instagram livestream that same day, which showed millions of people a different side of him that is the polar opposite of the perfect good boy persona he had built. The stream saw Shane going on an angry and incoherent rant, during which he attempted to discredit Tati, called her crazy, and claimed she lied about being a victim of abuse. As he paced frantically around his home, screamed and hit himself, even his most devoted fans saw his true face before he abruptly ended the stream and completely vanished from the internet, like he was never there. And while everything was already over for Shane by this point, the final nail in the coffin came a month later when a young YouTube creator named D'Angelo Wallace released a 73-minute documentary titled The Exact Moment Shane Dawson's Career Ended. The film takes an extremely detailed dive into Shane's 15-year-long YouTube career, highlighting past patterns of racist, pedophilic, and manipulative behavior, brilliantly explaining how his fake good boy persona works, and how he went about creating it. The documentary is filled with old videos and lost footage that back up every single one of D'Angelo's claims. The video took over the world in mere days, watched by over 15 million people, and effectively terminated what was left of Shane's career. Number 3. O.J. Simpson. One of the most respected football players of his generation, O.J. Simpson destroyed his reputation with his involvement in what would become the trial of the century. In 1994, Simpson was charged with murder his ex-wife Nicole Brown and her friend Ronald Goldman. He was found not guilty, but he was later accused of kidnapping and armed robbery. He's out now and tweeting. Number 2. Bill Cosby. Since he gained popularity in the 1960s, Bill Cosby was one of the most respected men in comedy. However, his wholesome brand of humor was not representative of the way he has lived his life. More than 30 women have come forward to accuse Cosby of sexual assault and drugging them. As a result, Cosby has been stripped of many of his honors. Number 1. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant was dating one of the most beautiful women alive, Elizabeth Hurley, but that didn't stop him from fooling around. He was arrested in 1995 for having oral sex with a prostitute in a public place. Grant took full responsibility and apologized, but public opinion decided he wasn't worth being famous anymore. His career never recovered. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any fantastic video from us.